Welcome to Stars TV, your behind-the-scenes look at the NSC Minnesota Stars professional soccer team. I'm your host, Scott Clayson. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking with head coach Manny Lagos as he prepares his team for the last two home games of the year and the push for the playoffs. But before that, we thought we'd take a behind-the-scenes look at the day-to-day operations of the Stars by talking to head trainer Jeremy Donner, who shows us what it takes to get this team on the field every day.
When you get involved in professional sports, a lot of people think the team ends with the guys in the field, but it really doesn't. There's a huge staff behind it, and obviously there's always people look at the front office staff, but the trainer is a really unique position for pro sports because he has to have the trust of the players, he has to have the trust of the coach, and he has to be able to navigate guys when they're frustrated about not playing and because they're injured, coaches about how they want their players to be healthy to play, and how we kind of push them at the right times and pull them back.
I'm here in our training room, and day-to-day actions usually take place in here before we go out to practice. About half an hour before, maybe 45 minutes, we do some taping. I usually tape about 12 to 15 ankles, as well as go over evaluations of ongoing injuries, as well as new injuries maybe from games. Some of the stuff we have in here, we have hydroculator pads and some table pads used with the hydroculator right over here. It seems like this tends to be something that guys use more for their heating up their cleats and warming up the cleats so that they can fit into them a little bit more snugly. Otherwise, it's for heating pads for muscle injuries. So we have ultrasound right here that we do on some of the injuries that we have, more of an inflammation, and also going over some tendonitis type issues. We have an e-stim here that we use on some of our guys with muscle injuries that we're trying to re-educate the muscle to start contracting again after long-term injuries. So this is something we've used on Louis Creighton with his ACL. On the road, we usually just take one big travel kit, and this usually carries everything we need. The nice thing about traveling in between the teams here is they're pretty good about providing water bottles and some of the smaller things that you may need that you're not able to travel with.
He brings energy. He's always happy in the morning, which is nice to see coming in early. He's done a great job. Never seems to complain about anything, even though training with him can sometimes get pretty overwhelming. So, his positive attitude definitely helps us out, gets us off on the right foot to start training.
You always expect for it to be the worst, and sometimes it's very little. So the good thing about this last game was that we came away from it with nobody seriously injured, although a couple of things did look serious at the beginning. Lucas is going to be playing, and Taka got stitched up at halftime and was able to return for the second half.
Jeremy's a young guy, but he's done a great job. He's come into this organization and with open arms, wanting to learn a lot. He knows a lot. He's very knowledgeable, but at the same time, he's young and he's learning a lot about the pro sport side of being a trainer. And I can't say enough how well he's done a job this year. We're very happy to have him.
Well, as you can see, Jeremy puts in a lot of hard work to make sure the Stars players are fit when they hit the pitch. As we mentioned, we are here joined by head coach Manny Lagos as the coach prepares for the last three games of the season. But before we talk about that, let's go back to last Saturday, the match down in St. Louis. The Stars broke a three-game scoreless streak with a resounding 3-0 victory. Must have been a lot of exercising of demons there with getting 3 goals in that match.
Yeah, it really was. I was really happy for the guys. I thought we started out the game really well. We went on the aggressive, especially away. I thought we were very organized defensively, and I thought we were very creative attacking-wise. We created a lot of chances before our first goal came. And, again, it was one of those games where I think the guys had performed well before, but then just had to find a way to find the back of the net. And this game, everything came together and we played really well.
Well, and more importantly, that victory puts the Stars right back into the playoff hunt. Right now, with 3 games left, the Stars are in the 8th and final playoff position. Tampa Bay is 1 spot back, but they have 1 game in hand, and they actually will be the last regular season game for you guys. We have our last 2 home games coming up this Wednesday and this Saturday. How do you prepare the team for the playoff push and potentially what could be a deciding game against Tampa Bay?
Yeah, it's a really busy week. Obviously, we're playing 3 games in 7 days now. After the game Saturday, it was a long travel day back from St. Louis. Big thing is trying to get the guys recovered, healthy, and ready for tomorrow night. Carolina is one of the better teams in the league. They've been consistent this year, but I think our guys are excited. We're looking forward to the chance to play against a team to go to the playoffs. And again, these next 2 home games for us are massive.
Well, Manny, we wish the team luck, and I know we'll have some good crowds out for these next few games, and hopefully we'll be talking about the playoffs in the future episodes of Stars TV.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
All right.
Manny. And that is going to do it for this week's episode of Stars TV. As always, you can find us on our website, nscminnesota.org, and I'm your host, Scott Clayson.
Cars.
A little touchy today. Okay, go ahead. This is the kind of unprofessionalism I have to work with every day.
Seriously, get up close in there.